we've already made our cuts. With the construction of our picnic table, I'll go over some of the cuts with you. So one of the cuts we made are braces for the tabletop. This will be the bottom side of the tabletop. We use nails, put nails in to create the spacing that we need for our boards. Our braces are going to be 32 inches long, okay? Our board is about 34 inches across, our tabletop, okay? We take our braces and we cut them. We put a center on the board at 48 inches, okay? Which we've already marked the board, okay? So we put it at 48 inches. Also, on this side, what we like to do is 16 inches from the edge, all right? Now this is an 8-foot table. Being an 8-foot table, I try to give a little leg room to sit on the edge somewhat, but I do 16 to get as close as I can, and I put my board on this side, on the far side of the 16. With an 8-foot board, I worry about the tabletop fingering. One of the little tricks I do is before I put it down, I take a little hammer and I just tap each of the boards on the tabletop to make sure they're even. We've already cut them, measured them at 8 feet. Okay. Also, there's another thing I do. Once I get my board set, I set a screw. Once I set my nails, I put a nail at the end so it doesn't shift while we're screwing down the board. Okay? We use 2-inch dead screws and we put them in an angle. So from there we remove our nails. I come in, I get my ruler, mark 12 inches, okay. All right. Now, I'm gonna take my speed square and get my angle of 30 degrees. So I move the speed square at the pivot to 30 degrees. Okay, that's where my leg is going to sit. Okay, that's the angle at which my leg is going to sit. So, then I get the leg that I've cut. Okay. One of the things I do to make sure that I have that angle and I have that position, I go ahead and I take a 12-inch speed square. I place it right there. Boom. Just like that. Okay? Just remind myself. Then I measure the distance from my leg. And my leg is 14 inches. So now I have the proper distance, which I'm gonna put two by 6-inch boards. Okay, so I'll put two by 6-inch boards, which are 5.5 apiece, which is going to be a total of 11 inches. So with the spacing, gives me a little spacing here and enough spacing for a little gap right there between the boards. Everything's set up for our seat. Got enough space for our seat. We got our proper angle for our brace. So now I got my angle. Now sometimes I may use a carriage bolt or bring in a carriage bolt to accompany that for the weight of the table. We repeat that process on the other side and we get our brace for our picnic table. All right, so now that we have created our A-frame for our picnic table, set it up. We get the level. And we have a level A frame. I'm gonna put some on the inside just to kind of control the center of gravity. And I want to use my speed square to make sure that I'm working with 3.5 inches the legs to the end of the table. There you go. To read, to make sure that everything's level. Prior to locking it in. 8-foot table. I just go make sure that my boards are at 8 feet, 2x6s. And they're gonna, when the table's flipped over, those seats are gonna be placed. I'll show you how we create the braces for this table. So I just grab me a 2x4. And this is what ties the table in and makes it sturdy. Alright? Grab a little 2x4. I just mark it halfway. Oops, get it wrong. I take my board, I put it right here, like that. I take my speed square, place it against the brace, get the angle, and put my board. Okay? Now we got our angle. We take our speed square, pivot it till we get the angle, proper angle. So as you see, it's at 25, 26 degrees. All right. Proper angle for a brace. Okay, secure the tape. And a nice sturdy brace for the table. And repeat the process on the other side. Flip the table over. Put two 8-foot 2x6s on